Think back to when you
Here at Metro Power,
think back to when
Good afternoon and welcome to the United Way of Southwest Georgia 2020 campaign kickoff. Woo! Let it rain, yes. Wow, wow, wow. Look at it flow, look at it flow. Welcome guys, as you sit home on Facebook streaming. We want you to let you know how proud we are, how much of an honor it is for us to kick off this most exciting campaign today. I want to thank you for being here. My name is Darryl Sabbs. I work with Phoebe Putnam Memorial Hospital, and I couldn't find a better place to be today than right here in this wonderful church under the guidance of Pastor Stevens. And I also want to thank Shanae Motley and Michelle Thomas for putting this wonderful, wonderful event together. You know, one of the most important, or let's say valuable experiences in our life is the experience of giving and sharing with other people. It is so inspiring, it is so motivational. In fact, it is our purpose. It is what we're here for. It is what we do. So giving and sharing, you know, when you give, you receive things back. When you give love, you receive love. And so today is the day that we will share under the banner of human kindness, the giving and the sharing that belongs to, very proudly belongs to our United Way of Southwest Georgia. We're in very interesting times now where people's needs are really rising to the top. And we know how important it is for us to meet those needs. And that's the space that United Way lives in each and every day. Helping people who need food, helping people who need counseling, helping people who need health care, just the social services that have really turned into crisis needs. United Way is right there in that space. So we're so proud of them. As I said earlier, I work at a healthcare system, and I'm very proud of how our first responders responded during this period. But just as equally important are the responders from the United Way. United Way stepped up. United Way showed us just how important that boots on the ground traffic is, helping and serving and giving. And we want to continue that. And so today, we're here to have fun and to be joyous and to let everyone know just how important service and giving is. So as we move on through our program, I would love to introduce to you a dear friend of mine who I've been spending quite a few minutes and moments and months with over the past year because she loves people, she's committed to people. I'm so proud to call her my friend and so proud to see her not feel it's robbery to spend her time with the United Way. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me as we welcome the CEO, Ms. Shanae Motley, President and CEO of our United Way of Southwest Georgia. Y'all give her a hand. Come on in here.
Good afternoon, United Way family. It is so refreshing to connect with each one of you for our first ever virtual campaign kickoff. We're all scattered and gathered in many different ways, some individually and some in workplace campaign watch parties, but we all are here for one purpose. Whichever way you're tuned in, we are so grateful. If you would have told our team a year ago that we would be doing a virtual campaign, we would not have imagined that. But we're so grateful to Pastor Ben and Church at the Groves and his ministerial team, as well as TMG, for allowing us to present to you this event. It is a lot of work behind the scenes, and we could not have done it without their team. To our viewers, if you like what you hear and you see, drop us a like. Give us a heart or comment in that virtual chat box. We all agree that this past year has been one for the history books. Despite our hardships that our region and our world have faced, our neighbors, including you, have rallied together to support your local United Way. We've been in this community for 66 years, and we continue to support local nonprofits who are on the front lines doing the work to serve our communities. We serve 13 counties, and we also provide service to 16 local nonprofits. Last year alone, we raised, through our community impact and COVID-19 work, close to $1.5 million, an unprecedented fundraising effort. Our COVID-19 relief and recovery efforts served over 84,000 individuals in Southwest Georgia. That is something to be proud about, isn't it? With over $500,000, we've been able to provide food access, rent and utility assistance, medical PPE, child care for essential workers, as well as virtual learning assistance. If you look at that return on investment, that's roughly $5 per individual. And we were able to do that because of our community. It reminds me of the countless 211 calls that our team has taken, where individuals called in desperation for assistance, many who never had to access social services. But we can all agree that COVID-19 is no respecter of persons. No matter your age, your race, your socioeconomic status, the pandemic has impacted us all. Salon and barbershop owners called who were forced to close their doors and work outside of their homes. But because of our partner agencies, they were able to get the medical PPE that they needed. We had individuals who were fortunate enough to keep working, but if someone in their department contracted COVID, they had to quarantine for 10 to 14 days. So they weren't able to pay their rent and utilities. And then what about day workers whose children were forced to do virtual learning? Talk about balancing full-time work and still being there for your young child. But together, United Way and our partners have filled that gap. Unfortunately, these efforts have barely scratched the surface. COVID-19 made clear to us that as a community, we need long-term systemic change. We're in a public health crisis, a housing crisis, a utilities crisis, and a social justice crisis. But if we confront these issues collectively, we will be able to reduce the problems. The good news is that together, we can fight these problems. Your United Way promises to convene our community for transformative change where we can actually move the needle. We love the reimagine theme because as we rebuild and recover, we can reimagine what our community looks like. Let's reimagine financial stability. Let's reimagine health. Let's reimagine access. Let's reimagine equity. Let's reimagine opportunity. Thank you for what you've done, what you're doing now, and your continued support. As we move forward in the 2020 to 2021 campaign, what do you reimagine for Southwest Georgia? Thank you.
Thank you, Shanae. We appreciate you so much. We're going to move on. I got directors in the audience here letting me know we're going to do a video. I think we are. Thank you, Shanae, for letting us know how important reimagining is. And to remind us that service is what we give for the space that we occupy. We love you so much and we appreciate you. Next, moving right along, we got this wonderful technical team here. We're going to be sharing a video. And the video is a presentation of several speakers, including Shanae, Demetrius, who's the board chair, our chief Michael Persley, Scott Steiner from the hospital, my boss, Dan Gillian with the Albany YMCA, and Inspector Marcus Glass, who provided various perspectives on the campaign theme. Ladies and gentlemen, reimagine.
Think back to when you were a kid, back when your dreams were big and you lacked all fear, when you believed that all things were truly possible. As you grow and mature, those goals may change, but you are still you. We all still desire to make an impact in ways that engage our passions and our hearts. Southwest Georgia needs that version of you.
There's so many things that go into who I am today that really shape my life. And it starts with dreams. It starts with having an imagination. I grew up in a house with a single mother, a house that was full with domestic violence, full of drug abuse, single parent. As a child, couldn't see your mother going through those things and saying, hey, listen, I had enough. And on my 11th birthday was the day that I left my mother's house. And on that night that I left, I vowed that I would be more than I am. I vowed that I would not give up on myself, I would not give up on life, that I would choose to follow my dreams and my imagination.
There's so much that we are dealing with here in Albany from one end of the spectrum to the other. You want to talk about issues when it comes to poverty, homelessness, lack of education, all the way to the other spectrum when systemic racism, police brutality issues, just even the current environment. So here's an opportunity for us to focus on Albany and let's heal ourselves. Imagine if we actually focus on the education of our children here, to where the graduation rate meant that every kid who entered into the 9th grade, that kid was on a track to graduate. What if these kids then became productive members of society? Can we imagine in Albany that regardless of what side of town you go on, whatever social problems there were 10 years ago, you don't even see them today. So we have to start somewhere.
Reimagine. Don't think about pre-pandemic. Think about now and where we're going in the future. Where would we be today, our community, this YMCA, if it wasn't for our partnerships with United Way? Well, I can tell you, we would be about 20 food drives less, where we're providing food to those that couldn't afford to get food. We would be about 600 children that did not have a place to come, not only to get fed while they're being cared for, but to have a safe place to stay while their moms and dads go to work, essential workers in this community. Imagine if we didn't have that. Imagine right now as our school systems try to sort out how we're going to educate our children in this environment of fear and anxiety and trying to sort through how best to address our kids' education needs and keep them safe and keep their family members safe. Imagine if we didn't have the support of the United Way.
You know, the United Way helps so many organizations throughout our community. Most likely we all encounter those organizations in our daily lives, and the employees at Phoebe Putney Health System contribute very generously to the United Way each and every year. It's part of who we are as a community. We're here to help our neighbors. You know, that's one of our values. One of our values is community, and we use a phrase that together we rise, and we're believers in that together we rise and divided we fall. And that's actually why I love the Reimagine slogan is, I think for all of us, with what's going on today, we need to reimagine what we can be when we think of healthcare, when we think of government, when we think of our neighbors, when we think of our generosity.
One of the people entities I want to talk about in particular is the Boys and Girls Club. I'll never forget Mr. Hood. I'll never forget walking in that day hungry. And him saying, you can be a part of this. Excuse me. And that's what it was all about. And they fed me, and they watched over me. And I'll even say I thank God for United Way. This campaign of Reimagine, this campaign that teaches people that no matter where you are, you can move forward, you can dream, you can dare to dream, you can dare to be something greater than yourself.
I think what really becomes shocking to people when they think about the agency that they support, that when you look back at who's doing the funding, a lot of times you're gonna find out it's United Way that's funding that agency. So whether it's a place where refuge for battered women, whether it's a place where they are going out and feeding, the elderly or feeding children, whether it's a place where we're providing literacy, for individuals. We're behind that scene. We're doing that work. We're the shoulder that the agency is leaning on. And we provide the data that is needed. We have partnerships from the city all the way to faith-based to make sure that we all can reimagine, a better community, reimagine a better tomorrow. It's more so about how can I help my fellow man, during these times. And sometimes you just need to be a shoulder for someone to cry on. But a lot of times people don't know just how far we reach in supporting, and we cover not only Albany, but we cover Southwest Georgia.
United Way of Southwest Georgia is asking you to reimagine with us. Reimagine that our abundant talents, skills, and abilities are greater than the things that we lack. Reimagine that building real solutions for those in need may be as simple as dreaming alongside your neighbor. Our normal may have changed, but that doesn't mean that we have to abandon our dreams. Let's empower our community, and it all starts with something that has the power to change everything. That something is you.
All right, y'all want to let's give some acknowledgement. Yes, we want to thank all of those guys and those wonderful voices for supporting this great endeavor, this great cause. And we're here live in the Church of the Groves, where Pastor Ben is the leadership here. It's a wonderful, wonderful facility. And again, we thank you for allowing us to operate in this space. As we move on to the next segment, some of the things that come to my mind is the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. So as we make a statement such as that, it's just the right introduction to bring my next guest up. Miss Stribling Stuber. She's a United Way advocate and donor. We're so proud of you, and without you, these initiatives could not work. Miss Stuber, could you please come on up to the mic? Y'all give her a hand.
Thank y'all. I'm so excited to be here to tell you a little bit about why I'm proud to support the United Way of Southwest Georgia. I actually only recently got to know them through their COVID-19 Community Relief Fund, which Shanae mentioned earlier. It's been such an impressive and powerful effort to mobilize and address the need and unprecedented need and challenges that our community has been facing and continues to face. But one of the things that made a real impression on me and continues to make an impression on me is that not only is United Way of Southwest Georgia great about looking at the broader community, but they do such a great job of also valuing and holding the importance of the individuals that make up our community. And that's so important. One of the most powerful examples of that I've had the privilege to participate in is the Neighbors Helping Neighbors program. And the United Way functions as a connector and really building those person-to-person relationships, those interpersonal relationships. They are able to identify folks who need a little bit of help with groceries or essential items, and they can also identify the folks who may have a little bit extra on hand and are looking for ways to help, but may not know where to start, not know who to reach out to. And the United Way has done such a great job of bringing those people together, getting them, creating that initial spark, starting that initial connection, and then saying, y'all can take it from here. You know, that's what we all want to do. We want to reach out and help our neighbors, but sometimes we need a little bit of like that facilitation to bring us together. And I just really appreciate that, and I think it's such an awesome thing. And just in general speaks to the amazing job that they're doing of focusing on the people in our community.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Okay, we got a jam action-packed program here. Next, I guess we have some corporate supporters that's coming up next, according to my agenda here. This is so exciting. It is so much fun to do this. I hope you're enjoying this at home, and I hope you're really beginning to focus in, because a lot of times you hear or you see the brand United Way, and today we're talking about Live United. I mean, the term United is used, and United Ways have been around for a long time. Have you stopped to really learn and really understand what happens in that space called the United Way? If you were to ask your neighbors or your friends or you yourself, it wouldn't take long for you to understand who they are and what they are and why they exist. And so today we really want to raise them up. We want to give them some attention and let them know how much we love them, because loving them means sharing love with your community. So as we move ahead here to corporate sponsors, this Metro Power, Tara Foods, and Ameris Bank. Do we have a representative? We have a video. Yes, we do. That's why I love live, don't you? So we can make up for the little mistakes that we make. We got a video coming up. It's probably be a little bit better than the last video that we saw, although I think all of them are very good. You won't want to miss this next video. Here it is. Take a look.
Here at Metro Power,
We love United Way!
why do we give at Metro Power? Because it's in our company's mission to give back in the communities in which we operate.
We love Southwest Georgia!
For 40 plus years, Terra Foods manufacturing plant has been making peanut butter, juices, sauces, extracts, and liquid water enhancers. As a part of the Kroger family, we are excited to supply Kroger customers all across the country, all from right here in Albany, Georgia.
Terra Foods loves United Way of Southwest Georgia! Woo!
3.
Ameris Bank loves
United Way
of Southwest Georgia!
So are we going to do the giveaway next?
Hey, everybody.
Here.
It's time for one of our giveaways.
Give away something.
Let's give away something.
Let's have some fun on the giveaway. How you want to do the giveaway?
Okay, here's what I'm thinking.
What you think? What you think?
I think that maybe we should tell them to type something in the comment section on Facebook.
Something like what? What do you think?
Ooh, how about I love United Way of Southwest Georgia?
You love me? Or what about something that they've done recently that gave service to somebody?
But what if they didn't do anything?
No. You know, something exciting.
Okay.
What do you think? You know, we got a giveaway, got a nice prize to give away. So what do you think? One of the two. Either give us something that you've done of service
Or something that you will do.
that you will do. I like that. Yeah. Why don't y'all do that? Chime in something that you've done and something that you will do that fits in the lane of giving service and giving of yourself to your neighbor.
And I'm thinking it has to be a time period. You know, it's not something you did last year.
Okay.
Maybe something you did yesterday or something you will do tomorrow or today.
So remember, leadership is a service. It's not a position. So let's move on. Come on, chime on in. Let us know that you're looking, that you're listening, and give us an indication. We got something for you.
So the first one that chimes in with what they did yesterday or what they're doing today or tomorrow will get a gift bag with United Way swag and a couple of gift certificates from various sponsors.
So make us proud.
Make us proud.
All right, let's go. Let's move on. I hear the phone is jumping off the hook. The ticker take is happening right now. I see it. We got at least 20 people who responded already. It's all hyped up. I hope you got some gifts to give away. I really do. People are just in love with. I love how, you know, I told Shanae this. When A helps B, it helps A the most. Isn't that right? When you give, how you feel about giving to somebody, it's really a win for you. So let's get in the spirit of giving. Let's get in the spirit of loving. Let's get in the spirit of sharing. And you will get just as much from that as the person that you're giving love to. So let's move ahead. I got a success story. I love success stories. I love success stories. You got to have some outcomes for the work that we do, for the love that you give, for the touching of the hearts that you help to heal. So many stories can follow those kinds of actions. I'm looking for Marcus Glass. Brother Marcus Glass is coming to the stage. The brother is looking good. He's clad in his uniform. And I love those white shirts, don't y'all, man? Talking about first responders. This is it right here. Brother, we love you and we appreciate you for all you do. You want to use that mic? Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you. We are so grateful to be here on today to be able to share and to be able to give a story of what reimagining looks like. And so I want to start with, first of all, saying thank you to United Way of Southwest Georgia and our CEO, Ms. Shanae Marley. Come on, let's give her a hand. Thank God for the work and her crew that does a great job to put this on, to give this to each and every one of you. I want you to imagine with me for a second. December the 29th, age of 11, me as a young boy, and in the midst of that, leaving out of my mother's home, homeless because I had experienced domestic violence. I watched my mother be traumatically beaten. I've watched drug use, and I don't mind, I'm not ashamed of my life. And this young boy at the age of 11 walked out of his parents' house into a world without knowing where he was going. He finds himself at someone else's house that has a single parent and stays there for a while until life happens again and he has to leave. because young kids eat a lot, and and she just couldn't support me and her kid at the same time. This young lateral boy starts living on the streets. Every night he goes and checks cars, not to steal anything out of the back of them, but so he could have a place to lay his head. And after that, continues to go to school with clothes in a black plastic bag, which he took as he left the last place he was at. But in that stretch of time, young kid get caught up with running with gangs, never joined them, but ran with them. And all of a sudden, one night, while being on the wrong side of town, gets in a gang fight, and the young kid is beat up and gunned down, and he dies. Now let's reimagine. Let's go back and take back every pain that a mother would have to do at a funeral. Take back every pain that a friend would have to do because of the loss of someone that they ran with. Let's take back every tear that someone would have to experience and every statistic that would be created because here is another young black African-American young man on the streets in gangs, not having a father, living in a house with a single mother, and reimagine. I want you to reimagine the scenario of the young man leaving out the house and going to another place and finding a nurturing mother that also had sons, that took that young boy in and taught him how to say, "I love you." Reimagine this young boy going to school despite not having a father. One day getting up in the classroom, never forget it, a teacher, a math teacher in 7th grade that saw this young boy talking too much, trying to answer every question, and says to him after class, "Tomorrow I want you to teach the lesson because you seem as though you got it." And this young man coming back the next day teaching and find a plan that God has for his life to teach. And then I want you to imagine this young boy on the football team playing. As years go up by, he doesn't die. He's not in a gang. He doesn't continue to associate with him. One day he leaves. He gets out. And he meets a coach right there in Meridian, Mississippi by Coach Mac Barnes that sees something in him that he couldn't see in himself and tells him never give up on life, stay disciplined, and realize that if you do that, you can go far. I want you to continue to reimagine. Reimagine that young man in life, graduating high school, becoming the captain of his football team, becoming a scholar and receiving a scholarship to go to school. And before then, leaving out of the life of poverty, leaving out of the life of not having a home, not having a father. See, this young man grew up and never known his father, even till today, doesn't know his biological father. And that can wreak havoc. But I want you to reimagine that when God has a plan for your life, no one can stop it. And imagine God sends you, you may not know who your biological father is, but I'll give you one. Imagine this young man being caught up in a fight at a subway, leaving there, almost losing his life, running to the house of a preacher that would allow him to mess his head up for $10 a pop. And imagine him sitting on the porch and the couch of this preacher. And this preacher and his wife could not have children. Reimagine them taking him in and calling him son, taking him in and calling him one of their own. And that young man that I'm talking about is me. The first part of the story that I talked to you about is what happened to me, because I really was homeless at age 11. The second part of that story, no, he did not die. No, he did not get caught up in the gangs. And no, he did not get shot and killed. There was no funeral because God had a plan for his life. And united is the way. And what it took for my life was, if you look back at the story, it took someone to love. It took a teacher to care. It took a coach to show discipline. And it took a pastor to give spirituality. And as you reimagine, who you see standing before you today is, I started teaching in 2012, high school fire science teacher as a fire science educator. So I became that teacher that inspired me. And I still teach today, post-secondary and graduate school at a college now. Reimagine not only that, but I became a coach of a high school team in Albany High and coached for 3 years and inspired the lives of children. And then I continued to reimagine, and what that reimagining did was I'm also a pastor. I pastor New Seasons Church right here in Albany, Georgia, where every month we feed at least 200 people. We go out and we feed the homeless. We, coming up in October the 11th, we will be helping and giving away laptops to those that are in this virtual world. All of that because we reimagined and didn't lose something that is very precious. I am Inspector Glass of Albany Fire Department. I am Dr. Glass of Beulah Heights University. I am a father to my children, and I am a pastor to the city of Albany, Georgia. And I'm proud to say, look at what reimagining can do for somebody. Won't you help me be united in our efforts and help United Way in this campaign and reimagine and save someone's life? Help reimagine. United Way, let's reimagine.
Brother, thank you, man. So encouraging, so inspiring. Thank you so much for asking us to stretch our imagination to what reimagining really looks like and really feels like. Your sharing and your testimony is so heartfelt and so well received by everyone in the audience and everyone looking today. So, brother, we thank you so much for that. We love you and we appreciate you. And we know that those stories and those testimonies lie in the heart and the soul of so many people. And to have them shared only encourage all of us to look deep within our soul and look at the possibility and the potential that lies within each and every one of us. And we thank you so much for encouraging that. Next, as we move right along, it's getting deep and serious, but it's fun and it's exciting and it's celebrative. Give me one more cheer. Come on, come on. Pump it up. This is fabulous. We got some stuff happening right now. We got some other things going on tomorrow, some things happening later on this evening. So we're giving you a great window of opportunity to get wise and get awakened to what we're doing and why we're doing it today. And we're going to give you a really extended period of time to jump on in and support this effort. So explaining that to you is my next best dear friend, the campaign director of this wonderful campaign of United Way of Southwest Georgia. Let's bring up Miss Michelle Thomas. Come on up, Michelle. Go, girl. Come on. We're going to live united, honey. Live. We're going to sing it like Peaches and Herb. You know, reunited. No, we're not going to sing. You go ahead. Go ahead.
It is campaign time! Woo! Okay, so I am tasked with sharing with you how you can give to United Way of Southwest Georgia. How you can be a blessing to your community. How you can reimagine along with us, reimagine along with your neighbors, reimagine with your family where our community can go. We want to be a part of that, right? Yes, absolutely. there are four ways, at least four ways that you can give. The first way is to give by text. You should see this caption below me. I can't see it, but I think you can. You can text reimagine. I might need some help spelling this. REIMAGINE. Thank you. I didn't mess up. Thanks to the crowd. So reimagine. Text reimagine to 313131. 313131. Reimagine. That's the first way. You can do that right now. Right now. We'll wait for you. The other way, if you are employed, you can have a workplace campaign. Yes! So if you work in a place where they don't already do a workplace campaign, because we do have 52 active workplace campaigns presently. Yes, yes. And if you would like to be a part of that, you know what, maybe we can have some healthy competitions. I'll share with you what everybody did if you want to compete. And we can see who can raise the most, right? So if you don't already have an active workplace campaign, reach out to me, and that might be in the caption too. I'm not really sure, but leave a message in the comment section, and we will get back with you if it's not there. So reach out, and we will get you set up on your own workplace campaign. Now, yes, I love this excitement. Okay, now the third way, right?
Got it? Yeah.
Third way is corporate sponsorship.
There you go.
Corporate sponsorship. We have corporate sponsors to match, so they might match everything dollar for dollar that their teammates give, or they might match a certain percentage. We even have some corporate sponsors that just give just from their heart, just because they love us. Okay, they love the community and they love us. And then the final way, if you're not an employee somewhere, just say you're retired, or just say your job just doesn't do a workplace campaign and they don't want to yet. They just don't see the light right now. Then you can always give by cash. Okay, you have to come in person and give cash, but you can mail a check. You can go on you can go online to our website at UnitedWaySWGA.org. Don't ask me to spell that, it's too long, but it is UnitedWaySWGA.org, and you can give there. And even if you're an employee, you can still give there, because we have a pledge form online just for you. Yes. So those are the four ways that you can give. If you have any questions about the campaign or United Way, you can always reach out to us, leave a comment, we'll get back to you. And while we are in the spirit of you giving, we're going to give away one more
You gonna give away something? What you got, girl?
Give away one more thing.
What you got? You got to do.
I can't tell you what
You can't tell me what you're giving.
I can't tell you.
But you know you're giving.
I know we're giving.
Okay, but you can't tell me what you're giving.
No.
So how you want to do this time?
Okay, we need to leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
Okay, what we leaving a comment about? What you working with? Let's see.
Let's see.
What you working with? You ain't got all day now. What you working with?
I want some United Way love.
You want some love? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what I want.
So anybody out there who, in a very creative way, can give some United Way love,
Yes.
that might be the winner, or will be.
Love that.
Okay, let's get creative with your love, baby. Get creative.
Creative, and
Okay.
we got something for
Ain't
you.
no telling what you gonna get with love, creativity. Let's give her a hand, y'all. Let's give her one more hand. Small acts, when multiplied by others, can transfer. Isn't that something? We're talking about a grassroots fundraising initiative, right? I mean, focusing on this, you don't have to give $100. You don't have to give $50. If you're corporate, you make it easy for anybody who works with you to target your giving to where you want it to go. You already know what these agencies do, what they represent. They're the ones on the front line in these neighborhoods and in these communities that when you need help, when something comes in your life that's unexpected, where do you go? Who do you turn to? During these crises, thank goodness we have pastors and churches who understand the mission and what lane they should be in. But then there are these nonprofit organizations who play just as vital a role in serving you and giving you and meeting your needs. And so we all have been touched and can be touched. So we all can participate. You know what you could do? And I'm stretching it a little bit. Even if you just gave $1. If there was $1, how many people live in Dougherty County? Over 60,000 people? If everybody gave $1, if everybody gave $2, or, a small amount will add up in the multitude. So give, give, give. We're so proud of you, and I know that you're going to meet the mark. Albany always does. Please don't let us down. Let's raise this money. Let's give these monies to these very vital responders. I'm calling them champions of service, Shanae. So let's move along here. I got some closing remarks. I almost don't want to close. We're having so much fun. But I see or know of no other bit of wisdom that we could call to the podium at this time and give a mic to than our brother Demetrius Love, who's a board member with United Way. Demetrius, are you here in the house? Are you next to my man? Come on up here, my brother. A lot of love, a lot of commitment, a lot of concern wrapped up in this one person right here. And I know that your position and your love for the United Way really demonstrates what success is. We thank you so much for your service.
I want to thank you, Mr. Sabbs, for coming and welcome, doing a great host for this Reimagine campaign. Can we give it up for Mr. Sabbs on his great job he has done? Hey, listen, this has been awesome. The success story was very touching. It just shows you how much United Way means to this community. And for you at home, even United Way, we had to reimagine our campaign kickoff through this new norm. So we reimagined, we brought on the virtual world, and in that virtual world, it took a whole village to put this together. So this is an important time that I truly like in this program, where we start giving out the thank yous to how we were able to pull this off. And what we're going to do, we're going to let you see these very important people who play an important and vital role in the United Way campaign. Okay, so we want to say thank you to our corporate sponsors. We want to say thank you to our partner agencies. We want to say thank you to our board of trustees. We want to say thank you to our United Way staff. Can we get our United Way staff a round of applause, a big hand? Awesome job. To the technical team that helped put this together. So you'll see them as they scroll across in the live feed. But again, we want to say thank you to everyone who actually participated in this. Now, as you sit at home, I want you to take a moment to think, how can you join us in reimagine this community? Some of you have given a lot of service to Southwest Georgia. And outside of donating your dollars, you want to know, how can I do more? Well, I'm here to tell you, to reimagine, you have to make it personal. So in your journey in servicing this community, whether it's helping the unemployment in the community, whether it's helping education in the community, if you're working hard to get people off the street and addressing the homelessness in the community, where you're helping teen pregnancy or addressing our crime, make it personal. And you make it personal by reimagining the narrative. My call to action to you is to think about the current state where your service that you're providing is, and then the work that you can join United Way in doing and reimagine the narrative. Reimagine the narrative for our unemployment. Reimagine the narrative in educating our youth. Reimagine the narrative in race relations. This is what this campaign is about, us becoming united and reimagine the narrative. So my charge to you is to get active with us as we reimagine the narrative. Thank you again for hearing us in this opportunity for the new Kickoff campaign.